Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Music Monday here at St. Paul's Church in Nantucket. And no, this is not a Christmas in August program, but I thought we might kind of start off with this because it was arranged by the composer that we're going to be concentrating on this evening. And this composer, as well as Tom Birchwood, Edward Broughton, Christopher Gale, David Paxton, Gerald Peterson, and Franklin Ritter. All of these composers, and Lanny Smith, who is the arranger of what I just played, the first Noel. And the interesting thing is that all of the composers I just mentioned is one and the same, Lanny Smith. The other ones are all pseudonyms for him. Birchwood, Broughton, Gale, Paxton, Peterson, and Franklin Ritter, they're all pseudonyms. And Lanny Smith is the real composer, if you will. The reason I was thinking about this, I've used, unless you're an organist, you probably would not even know any of those names. But if you're also an organist, particularly for smaller churches, there's a publication or a publishing house in Dayton, Ohio called the Lorenz Publishing. And they, for over 120 years or something like that, have been publishing music for church organists that are very accessible, is basically based upon the church year, and they're short pieces, preludes, postludes, offertories, those kind of things, and they provide the basis for what a lot of organists will play. As you can imagine, church music, church services consume a lot of music, and it's always there's always a need for playing something different, something new. You don't want to repeat yourself too often, and it's a long tradition going back hundreds of years of publishers providing this kind of music. Some of the best known composers for organ music have been contributors to these publications, and I, used a variety of sources with them. So anyway, Lanny Smith. So he died in 2015. He was born in 1938, 1934, and was from Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to the University of Cincinnati, the Conservatory of Music there. Was prolific composer. He composed over 1,000 pieces, actually. And the reason that he came up with all these pseudonyms is because he was being published so often, it was becoming difficult for him to just keep, Lanny Smith, Lanny Smith, Lanny Smith. So the other interesting thing is that for a while he was the editor of this publication, the organist, the church organist, and oftentimes he would have 3 and 4 compositions in one of the publications, but he would use his different pseudonyms for them. So anyway, most of the things he composed, or many of the things he composed, was chorale preludes, just like Bach did. You take a hymn tune and you build an arrangement around it. So that's what I'm going to do this evening, mostly, is to highlight some of his compositions, chorale preludes, and let's see where we go with this. Now, this next one actually is kind of, I guess you can call it kind of a Lent. It often is sung at Lent. Wondrous Love. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul? And so let's see what we can do, what he did with this one. Now, this one particularly, he listed his pseudonym David Paxton on this one. And let's see, interestingly enough, real quick here, let's see. So Lanny Smith, in this publication, he had two pieces in this one under David Paxton and the other under his own name, Lanny Smith. So this is What Wondrous Love Is This. Okay. What Wondrous Love. Now this one, in this particular one, he used the pseudonym Franklin Ritter. And again, I guess we're kind of going through this a little bit on the church year. This is the Easter hymn, Welcome, Happy Morning. And this one's a little bit more robust, as one might say. It's and again, it's a typical Easter kind of piece. And let me sure I got myself set up here. Let's see how this one goes. Welcome, happy morning. The hymn tune is Fortunatus, and it's by this tune is by Arthur S. Sullivan, as in the Gilbert and Sullivan fame. Welcome, happy morning, Easter time. And again, Lanny Smith under the name of Franklin Ritter. Now this one is going back to Christmas. And I'm not even going to tell you what this is. You're going to have to, guess isn't even fair just because you're going to know immediately. But it's fun. And so let me get the, what's going out here, and let's see how this goes. What child is this? Green Sleeves. Again, this Lanny Smith. This one he put his own name on this one rather than a pseudonym. Here's another little Christmas one. And this one is, it's actually not in our Episcopal hymnal. It is, O Useline Süß is the German name for this chorale, the hymn tune. It was used, made a number of, Bach, for example, did a number of chorale preludes on it. It's O Little One Sweet, O Little One Mild. And it's a familiar, definitely a familiar, familiar hymn tune, Christmas carol, if you will. And let's see if we can try this. Yes. O little one sweet, O little one mild. Again, Lenny Smith used his pseudonym David Paxton for this particular one. And again, this is actually from 2003. And let's see how many. So in this particular one, he had 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 4 different arrangements in this one publication. All the same composer, but using different pseudonyms. So again, very prolific. And I'm thinking to myself too, as far as if he wasn't the editor at this time in 2003, but if I'm thinking, if you're the editor, and you're sticking your own stuff in your own publication, that's probably another reason why he used a pseudonym as well. Anyway, not everything he wrote was based on hymn tunes, and this one is called. Let's see. I've got 2 choices here. I think I'm going to do. This one's called Woodland Song, and this again he used the pseudonym David Paxton. This is from the Organist from 1986. And let's see, okay, it's just one page. And let's see how this one goes. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, and okay. Okay. I need to switch. So Woodland Song, excuse me, David Paxton, AKA Lanny Smith. So here, we're going to close out the evening with a nice rousing sortie, which is basically a phrase for walking music, if you will. It's kind of, and this one, it's based on the national hymn, God of Our Fathers. And Lanny used his own name on this one, Lanny Smith. And so this one's going to be big, rousing, and loud. So there you have it. Some of the music of Lanny Smith, AKA all the other ones. Thank you for joining me this evening. Have a blessed evening. Good night.